The final match of the winner bracket finals here in Shanghai for WGL Summer, $60,000 on the line and the title of being the world champion. The Emperor has made quite an entrance yesterday, raising his arm right here. Happy has arrived, and in what way with the win against Lin yesterday?
That was absolutely impressive. Not entirely without flaws, but in the late game where he shines the most with his unbelievable army control. Actually came back against Lin in the first game and then kind of stomped him, or at least convincingly won the second match 2-0 there. Now finds himself playing up against Sok, who perhaps a little bit surprisingly himself
always making a good impression. This was one of the weaker ones, I'd say. But man, this is a clash of personalities.
Yeah.
Sok, always jolly, always smile on his face, always joking around, Happy the entire opposite. Not really what his name suggests. But boy, I am very, very sure that Happy is considered the favorite and should be able to take this. You seem to be of a different opinion.
No, he is the favorite. Don't get me wrong. On paper, he should have the upper hand here. But I think Sok has a good chance of at least taking a map here and possibly winning this entire series. I think he's looking pretty good against Undead recently. He has been practicing quite a bit with 1-0 actually today, and I think maybe even yesterday. 1-0 getting ready there against Infi. And looking pretty strong in those matches. Happy, perhaps a different style. We'll see. Sok, I think, more of an expansion player, will be playing differently from what we saw earlier from Infi. But yes, you're right. Sok is the underdog. Happy is the big favorite. But I don't think it's that one-sided.
Of course I have stats for this, as I always have. It's 5-1 in series in favor of Happy, but those games date back to Jera Cup days. Shout out to Jera, by the way, for supporting the scene in dark times. But those Jera Cups are long gone. 2017, that was. So all the stats out the window.
Kind of surprised that they played so many times, actually. Sok played sometimes, but not that much. But yeah, in Happy's favor. Well, a stat that I can give you is on War3 info, his win rate against human is 90%, which is absolutely ridiculous. That, of course, has to be taken with a bit of a grain of salt. He's playing against mostly European humans who are not as good as those in Asia. As good as Sok.
Yeah, in high-level competition, it's still 67%, which is crazy. But he didn't face the best opponents yet. That's only happening here, only at WGL Summer. Sok, on the other side, he defeated Life yesterday 2-0. It was a quick end to the stream, actually. Life, once again, a little disappointing, but Sok made him do mistakes that he online doesn't do. He was struggling to qualify a little for this, but still very good results. This is his best year for sure. And if he defeats Happy, now it's kind of the same story as it is for Chimiko. Winners, the clan of Sok and Chimiko, they picked up some very, very promising prospects here. Happy, banning Echo Isles and Terranas Stand, no expansion that he wants to play against. Sok getting rid of Concealed Hills and Twisted Meadows, maps where you can creep a lot. Remaining maps are Amazonia, Last Refuge, Northern Isles, and we start on AZ.
Unsurprising map choices here, map bans, I guess we should say. All maps, expansions certainly possible. Twisted Meadows, that can be a nightmare. Concealed, that can be a nightmare. AZ can also be hard, but usually against Undead, that should work out. And that is the style that I'm expecting from Sok. He usually still sticks with the 2 bases. Doesn't play that 1 base rifle too much against Undead that I'm aware of, at least.
Happy, the Emperor. He has thrown down the War Chief to the lower bracket. That was the first Korean that he took out on his way to the top 8. Will the B-Boy follow? Will he fall on his head? Or will he dance his way into the second group stage? We have TH, 1-0 and Moon already qualified for the second group stage. Happy or Sok? Who will follow?
Happy started off with a bit of a stumble yesterday, messing up his early game build order. Probably won't be happening here again today. On AZ, in the top right, it is Happy. In the red, the Emperor from Russia coming to claim dominance here in Asia, just like he did in Europe before. Sok in the blue. He is an up-and-coming human player at the moment. After TH and Infi, he is to be considered one of the strongest humans in the world right now, actually.
That's true. There aren't too many on the upper level. Of course, there's always TH and Infi. who dominate this game for a couple of years, but who's like right behind there? It's always a battle between Chimiko, Sok, and Hawk, I feel.
That's kind of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Romantic might be a contender for the future as well, but we haven't seen him offline in a long time. That's still a question mark. This map doesn't allow for much experimentation. We won't be seeing anything other but a DK. Well, it's happy, so we won't be seeing anything other than a DK in this matchup anyways. And on the human side, it can only be the Archmage. MK first is sometimes a thing, sometimes perhaps even Paladin. Pally rifles, again, is a thing in Europe, but still not so much in Asia. But yeah, here, it's just too hard to creep. Without the Water Elementals, you can't really pull it off, so it will be the AM. The first big question of this game, is it going to be 2 bases or not? I am expecting that to be the case. And from then on out, Sok in a bit of a defensive position and Happy at trying to put on the pressure.
Here we have Happy's first person scouting a little with the Acolyte to see what Sok is doing, to see if Sok is going for that fast expansion or if he's going for the early level 2 at Laboratory and Green spot. And he sees, okay, there's a Footman, but that's just the scouting one. Acolyte revealed though.
Interesting thing about Happy in the early game, by the way, in this matchup, most of Asia's undeads play early game creeping, creep one camp with DK and then go for the harass. Happy almost always, almost 100%, goes for the instant harass. So the humans may not be too used to the style anymore. And not only does he do it almost always, this level 1 harass, I'm confident to say he's the best in the world by far at this early game harass with a DK.
Acolyte didn't get the big creep compared to yesterday against Lin, but that's no shame. How much damage can he do? 2 skeletons summit immediately. There's of course plenty of coils. Will this one rogue go to him? Hell yeah! That's the first experience for the DK here. Cooldown should be off, but DK maybe getting the last hit.
Did he get it?
I don't know. Or?
I think he did.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, he's at 60%. He's not creeping at the same time. And another kill right here.
Ouchie.
No level 2, but are you sure?
He's got a lot of experience. This is like 130 experience.
Yeah.
This is a lot. I think he got them both. It must have. Or did he get a Water Elemental? Anyways, quite a bit of experience.
I was a little surprised about the Archmage close to level 2, but I think he got like skeletons.
Same for me, same for me. And the Acolyte.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, he got that one. Level 2 Archmage, nevertheless. No tower up means a little bit more damage from these skeletons and a little bit more distraction. Happy should be teching already in the base. There we see it. Man, this observer is so on point. And
shout out to Remo. Did cost Happy a lot of mana though. Invested 3 coils early on. He's going to have 1 more coil here. But that's it kind of for the early game. You have 4 coils after a bit of regen and then you're going to be dry for a long time.
Skeletons again, saving that one skeleton to the upper left. Did it expire?
Happy's so good about these skeletons. So obnoxious over and over. And already this is going to be quite the delay towards the expansion, which Sok has to go for. It's too late for a tech.
Yeah, it's too late for a tech for sure. So he's trying to pressure the DK into retreat down to 50%. Okay, but he's not close anymore except the Archmage. No real range attack. Fiend is scouting about the movement towards the expansion, which is nice. Should be able to run away with that even without the Unholy Aura. And sees, okay, it's time now. Militia has been called as well. There's still a couple of coils.
6 militia. Okay, 7 militia. Yeah, that looks pretty safe. 7 militia, 6 footies. This should be pretty safe. The expansion was delayed by quite a while, but there was enough time for enough rounds of production of footies and peasants.
1 peasant down, 2 peasants down.
DK
and level 2.
Already level 2. He stole the last hit with a Fiend on the Mud Golem. Now going for the footies. That one's gonna fall as well.
Okay,
AM got it, right? AM got the experience?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big mana potion will help on the defense for sure. But how many losses is Sok taking here? The Footman is super hurt as well. DK, yeah, will have a problem in the later game, but he has 1 more coil. Oh, he gets another peasant. Tier 2 is done.
Silver lining here for Sok is at least Happy didn't have backpack. At least he didn't bring the new Rots of Necromancy. Otherwise, this would have been so much of a headache now. They would have been coming in over and over. Happy did drop pretty low in HP. Fiend's taking some damage. DK taking quite a bit of damage. But the mana on the Death Knight is still looking pretty good. That means he can use more coils for more healing. That level 2. Just with stealing creeps and finding kills. Not a single creep
not
taken.
a single creep spot. Exactly.
And that's the thing. Most undeads That doesn't necessarily happen. If you go for no creeping of your own, you may be stuck on level 1, but Happy normally never gets stuck on level 1 because he finds enough kills somewhere, somehow, because he's happy.
It's pretty unbelievable, yeah. I mean, on this map, you can Lightning Shield creep with Rules and Coil, so you get level 2 super fast, but still...
Oh, nice. Well done, my Sock.
Playing around that a little.
Water Elemental's also a good experience. DK dropping pretty low here, though.
But Mountain King is super far away.
Yes.
Happy can calculate the damage and move away if necessary.
Greater mana could mean tons of Water Elemental spammed, which might not even be a bad idea. These Fiends are already so hurt if you pressure against them really heavy with Water Elementals and Footies. Could be the Undead in a bit of trouble. Early Lumber Mill for the Wall-Off once again. Before the Shop. Shop could also be a nice help. Oh.
Little unlucky with the damage roll, maybe. Otherwise, calculated almost perfectly.
Tech ready now. Tech begins here for Sock, which is pretty slow. Halfway through to tier 3 is Happy already. This was a bit of a greedy tech. 3 Fiends is the minimum of Fiends you usually have to have. If you want to play it more safely, you go 4 Fiends, perhaps even a statue before the tech, but Happy wants to have tier 3 as quickly as he can. As long as he doesn't get punished, doesn't lose any Fiends, this is looking good for him.
I agree. Waits for the statues now to get that healing. He always has the coil in case footmen are reaching. He just continues to fight. Sock's tech finally started investment into a shredder. This will not help him in the fight right there. Oh, and the statue heal. So good now, so he can continue these trades. And can he reach level 3 without a single creep spot?
He's holding on to the Nova still. He's waiting for the Footies to all get into range of the Fiends when they clump up, then Nova them, and then with the focus, they will fall. But as long as they're too far away, it may not even be worth using the mana. However, on full mana, you probably should throw out the first Nova, but whatever.
Did you just sell the big mana? Yeah, right? Did he use them
Seriously?
before?
Did you really sell the big mana?
He didn't use them, right? So I heard the sound of, like, selling.
What?
I got boots for that and an invul.
Greater mana potion sold.
Happy's pressure intensifies a little with 4 Fiends. Statue at 50%, but there's more coming. Tier 3 as well. Blacksmith, he can shut that down easily, preventing Rifleman.
No defend yet, so fending off with these footmen isn't too easy. That was a perfect Nova opportunity.
Oh!
Sees it now onto actually 6 Footies that actually hit basically every single one.
Yeah. And again, Blacksmith down. Cannot wall this off even further. Happy committing a lot now to these towers. First one down. Archmage almost in a Fiend surround there. I hope he has no arachnophobia. Second tower shut down as well.
And this is scary. Tier 3 is coming in very quickly. If he morphs 2 destroyers, if there's not a single guard tower, he can just crack the base like this, but getting this statue would be a big kill. Stock would love to find this pickoff over here.
Defend is ready now.
With the invul pop, he's gonna get it. If he has to.
Getting another kill. Hello, level 3. Can he reach for Coil Nova? Is it strong enough already? Possibly dodging this with an invul, if the Archmage is so far away from the DK. Oh, the Fiend bringing the orb. Archmage does not have enough damage to kill it, though, otherwise it would be on the ground.
Yeah. AM has to be careful. Coil Nova. Death threshold is 245 HP with these levels. And the AM, of course, pretty squishy hero to begin with. Footies do have to fend now, but with the orb that may not even be good enough. Level 2 for the Lich. +3 intelligence, not quite yet +4.
I just want to point out that we have a level 3 DK and a level 2 Lich, and Happy didn't creep a single spot.
Yep.
That never happens.
Seems like you don't watch enough Happy streams.
Invul Potion pop now. There's still Nova, and a decent opportunity here. The Footmen are all hurt and regenning at the moment. This Orb of Corruption, this Nova. Oh my god! A slaughter in front of the expansion. The threat of the Footmen is basically gone.
2 towers finished though. That was a big deal.
Yeah.
Can't crack that with just 2 destroyers now. Still only 1 statue, by the way, surprisingly. Where's the second statue? A little late, perhaps. Went for the destroyer form first. Dude, this main base is wide open, by the way.
I thought the same. But how many times did we say, okay, some pros just stubbornly try to break the expansion and not realize that the base is open? This could happen here as well.
Yeah. And Happy is sometimes stubborn. He doesn't have many weaknesses, but I think stubbornness might be one of them. Going heavy into the Fiends, not even a 3rd hero. Possibly even with damage upgrades.
First destroyer up. Getting coiled here. If he shuts down the Lumber Mill, there's no more guard towers, and then he can just morph more statues and break this. Second hero, we don't see it yet. Seems like okay, Mountain King it is. Now it gets a little scarier for the Fiends, but it's only level 1.
Lich has the Nova ready. Not using it just yet. Losing the Arcane Tower would be painful. No more mana burn. Then the DK can go more aggressively as well in. But the Arcane Tower cannot be saved. Is falling. Frost Armor protecting these Fiends a little bit more. Last second coil. But the DK super low mana, but the MK has to be careful getting focused now himself. Perhaps TP transfer something, heal pot, anything?
No, nothing. Mountain King just goes 6 feet under. And how dominant is Happy? 20 supply lead.
Dude, how quickly does a Lumber Mill finish a power build, by the way? Suddenly the wall of is complete again. And now, though, he realizes, okay, I guess I'm going to take a look at the main. And that one is not walled off at all.
True, he can just dive in. There's still the TP for Happy. So if things get dicey, he can get out of there. Wonder if he has Web already, seeing that gyros are coming.
2-0 upgrades on the Fiends, by the way.
So much damage.
Which, of course, goes for Destroyers as well.
Yeah, this is where you can just slaughter workers. Sock is coming from above, though. We have 2 gyros. Seems like we don't have Web. Now it's finished.
And Sockman, he wants just to be left alone for a little bit longer, wants more time for the expansion. He's not even in upkeep yet. He has all this tech lined up, this tier 3 waiting for it to pay off, but Happy is striking before. 1 tower gone.
Timing is just
And
wrong.
the forces are ridiculous.
It's absolutely crazy. There's no mana anymore in the DK. Mountain King is back, so Fiends might fall now. 2 of them are hurt already. Is Happy forced into a town portal soon? First one, focus. And dead.
It's a 3 Fiends around.
What the
They're
hell?
all stuck. One's dead. 2 are dying. And the third one soon after as well. If the MK is there with the Stormbolt, this one will be another kill. Happy losing. I think he lost another one as well. I think he just lost 4 Fiends. It was 3 at least.
Overestimating his welcome, question mark. Knights are coming in. DK rising up to level 4 here now. Man, he's losing so much. Like 15 supply just gone, and another one. The Zeppelin arrives too late as well. And the Knights now and Mountain King just shred all the Fiends.
Both players below 50 suddenly. But Sock, he's even lower. He's at 36.
Yeah. And there's no income here from the main at the moment.
Yeah.
He broke that for sure. Hero levels look good as well. Staff being used now to get some healing, but the air dominance without all those Fiends, I don't know, questionable.
DK has 1 coil, gonna invest it wisely onto the 1 destroyer. But Flying Machines coming out over and over from these workshops may be able to win the air fight. The MK though has to be careful, doesn't want to lose that level 2 hero. But there's no mana anymore for Happy.
He's still fighting though. With this Lich, he feels comfortable. And he gets the Shredder, more experience. Actually doesn't. The Destroyer so close, the statue also so close.
Oh, Zeppelin saves it!
Oh, bad save, yo, but there's no region anymore. The Zeppelin play is dangerous. Abomination's coming in.
A-bomb is really good right now. When the armies are so small, it's so hard to find the damage for the A-bomb. I am in trouble. Makes it to the shop. But Sock is poor. He's broke.
Yeah. Despite the 2 gold mines. He has the orb, by the way, so coils aren't doing that much, but he doesn't have much mana to work with anyway.
DK level 4.5, by the way, without a single creep.
How important was the statue save? Like, without that, no region at all.
Sock is in this game still only because of that 3 Fiends around. Without it, this would probably be over already.
Oh, Lich is close to a Nova. But Happy retreats for the first time.
Going to the tavern.
This aggression, he never let loose. He built the hero, he ran over, and since then he was at Sock's throat.
Yep. Scary. Scary opponent to face. This is also what Sock is realizing right now. Losing more peasants. Palin coming out now for healing is going to be a massive help, though. Third hero for Happy is the Dark Ranger. She will be providing the silence.
Yeah, he absolutely needs that against Stormbolt, Holy Light. Zeppelin from an Undead, also rare to see. He has the supply lead again, as Sock is replenishing the economy. Shredder has been repaired. He's so broke, he's still repairing the Shredder. He can't go for more units at the moment.
I love how the Zeppelin is slowly healing with the aura. Sundering Blades on the Knights.
Oh,
very good against Fiends.
First time I see this. in pro play.
3 destroyers. Heavy commitment now to the destroyers. If we get to a point of 15 gyros, he's going to win the air battle. Doesn't even need that many, but it's going to take forever until he gets there.
He has no Dreadlord, Happy, no Panda, so it's really hard to take them out now. He has to take them out one by one, and if there's a critical mass, he's going to lose that. Not taking care of the Zeppelin too fast. Lich level 4, taking good care of this Knight, but of course it takes a while with Holy Light, and there's also a staff and stuff. Shredder finally falls.
It's not enough gyros. He can't deal with the destroyers, and now, when there's no anti anymore, well, they do take out the Knights over time. Still no mining in the main. The tower's now completely exposed. Could be getting focused by all this magic damage, perhaps. Sock on his hind legs here, on his last leg.
Struggling so hard with this, trying to catch the reinforcements, but Happy doesn't send that much actually, and always finds the time to combine them with his army. Leaves the economy alone now for another kill.
Even if he staffs that Knight, what's it gonna do? He was gonna be right next to it.
What's it gonna do when Happy comes for you?
Looks like the 3rd map in a row here for Happy. With Sock still at only 33 supply. He is struggling this game.
Well, never underestimate the strength of human heroes as well. Infi and TH have shown this multiple times, but he is hanging on by a thread, no doubt.
Tower still being repaired, still surviving for now, but that's going to be the last tower if he takes this one out as well. The Peasant's not enough there to repair that. Level 2 for the Dark Ranger now as well. MK never even got to level 3, and before that, this hero is okay, but not that great at all.
More gyros taken out. I love how Happy is splitting the army now. More Fiends for some web, and of course more piercing damage, and Sock is retreating, giving up his main base.
Well, in war, many things must be sacrificed, I guess. But it's looking very tough for Sock.
Loot is good for the gyros, but not too much apart from that. Okay, this will take some time to kill the castle, but then it means no Knights no more.
MK level 3 is nice, but he needs to get closer in supply as well. At only 40, this is not enough.
That was big.
It's a step in the right direction. I would love to see the DK's experience. I think he's close to 5, actually.
Still, Happy did not creep a single spot. Just saying. But I like that Sock is dodging Happy now and trying to creep his heroes up. That might be the only chance he still has.
Yep. There it is!
And the slaughter continues. Sock, you need to defend this now. He's supply stuck actually. And Happy's just killing worker after worker after worker. One last stand here on Amazonia.
Happy could just fall back and counter-expand, but he doesn't want to. He's going to take this fight and probably take this game. First Fiend actually goes to Sock. No coil there coming in for the heal in time, but the Knight gets barely safe. But what about the Paladin? He has the invul, or I guess it was the Divine Shield to keep himself safe with.
And
MK now.
Just a split second too late in that moment, but boy, that damage is just way too much. Way, way, way too much. The Mountain King dies for the 2nd time. Another invul used here on the Paladin to keep him safe for a little longer, but the Destroyers are dominating this game. Okay, statue falls. He gets some kills, but Sock taps out, and Happy is 3-0 at WGL Summer.
Not only is he 3-0, like, that was a sick early game, and Sock only had a chance because he surrounded 3 Fiends.
Yep.
In one surround.
Yep.
That doesn't happen every game.
Nope. I am so baffled how well this surround was this harass was working.
Yeah.
One of the 2 representatives of the Undead Scourge is showing his potential here. 1-2-0 is already the top 8 winning Group A. Will Happy follow as the dominator of Group D?
The time for the Scourge to shine, I guess. Last WGL, we think back, there was not a single Undead in the top 8.
Yes.
That was the big surprise. 1-2-0 quite disappointing there. No Undead representatives at all. Not Lucifer, not WFZ, no one. Now we already have the Chinese top Undead, and Happy making great strides towards that position as well.
And we also have another streak here. One European always making it to the playoffs. Usually it was Foggy, of course. Shout out.
Not yet, though.
Not yet. No, no,
Not
no, no,
yet.
no. But that streak, of course, we want to keep that intact as well.
Next map is going to be Sock's choice. I think it was Northern Isles.
Last Refuge.
Last Refuge it was? Okay. Probably going to be an expansion. It's going to be an easier expansion this time around.
Yeah,
for
Amazonia
Sock.
is one of the hardest expansions. If
Yeah.
you're not luring out the creeps. I mean, Happy basically didn't give him any time at all. Was teching very fast, and Sock was punished so hard in the early stages that switching the tactics to a tier 2 was no option anymore. So he was forced to do that expansion. That is pretty hard, and then just one more point of attack for Happy.
And I already feel like the first bit of Acolyte Harass was really strong. He didn't get a last hit stolen, that wasn't achieved, but he delayed it enough so the DK could come in time and steal the last hits. On AZ that works, the bases are close enough. On LR that doesn't work. No matter how much you delay with the Acolyte, you're not going to be in time to harass the first green camp, if that is the route that Sock is going to take, which it most likely will be. Or is he going to switch it up? Or is he going to go into a 2-base game? I don't think so. I think he's going to stick with his 1 base. But man, did Happy look scary in that first game or what?
Of course, again, as always, it's absolutely fantastic how he shows up here, leaving everyone impressed. But it's not done yet. Sock has a very creative play style. He played Blood Mage first against Moon and succeeded. Does he have something like that against the Undead as well? We will see it on Last Refuge. The Emperor on his way into the top 8, just one more map missing. But Sock will put on yet another fight.
This, by the way, this doesn't have to be AM. Is this the time now to go for the curveball? Blood Mage first. I don't think I've ever seen that against Undead in pro play. I've seen it in ladder and have suffered from that myself. But Mountain King. Mountain King used to be almost meta in this matchup. It seems like it's been ages ago at this point. But it can still be doable, it can still be viable. Stormbolt, Surround, even if the level 1 Stormbolt is weaker now, can still force DK to TP out and with that make your expansion safe. But Happy has played against that style many, many years as well.
Also, we all know that Happy seems to be a pretty stubborn guy when it comes to tactics and execution. He went very heavy on Fiends. Mountain King could be good for Clap, or with Clap against that.
Yes, could.
But you certainly know more about
Yeah.
Happy than I. Archmage, we don't have to talk about the Mountain King anymore.
Needs the levels for it though. Like the MK level 1 clap isn't even that great. And if he doesn't have the levels for HP plus some items for tankiness, if he runs into a Lich with Orb plus 6 Fiends, he can't stand there for long. And we have a pause being requested here.
Yeah.
So
Maybe one of
quickly
his
back to us.
tissue boxes got lost. He has, on his chair, he has 2 tissue boxes here to just have his arms a little higher, as the armrests seem to be a little low.
Sock had the same actually, did you see?
Ah, no, I didn't. I saw that, who was it? OC had it? Yeah, and Happy, and apparently Sock.
We are nothing if not able to improvise here.
Correct.
I want to make sure the conditions that are the best that they can be here for our second map, so that both players are playing at their best. Yeah, Happy for a long time, I feel like, was really stubborn as well and not mixing it up. But like this Mass Fiend play, this isn't really the meta build, the most standard build. Usually when you hit tier 3, you go third hero instantly. If
Happy
you're undead.
meta or general meta?
General meta.
Okay.
But also against Orc, for example, Happy used to play Fast Fiends late hero for a long time, then switched it up, going for Fast Hero late Fiends. We see deviation in the third hero from him now in that matchup. We even see Mass Frenzy Ghoul sometimes. So I think he's not that predictable anymore as he used to be for a long time.
All right. Yeah, that's true. Wondering if he will switch it up now as well.
So far, I think also Happy's weakness hasn't been challenged yet. As we go back into the game, issues resolved. I think Night Elf is going to be the toughest challenge for Happy with a good build. There he oftentimes doesn't seem to have the perfect answer, but the Night Elves so far have been having a bit of a tough time. And now with the win against the Human, Happy can make it to the top 8.
dodging Life for sure, who he would maybe meet in the lower bracket final. He's up against Lin. Tomorrow is going to be a tough task for Life, though. Lower bracket semi-final games tomorrow. The hero overlay is back. Thank you. And the DK, again, not wasting time with creeping. He's rushing over to harass this once more.
Yep, as Happy always does. But as I mentioned earlier, this camp will be taken in its entirety. The DK won't be able to steal any of these last hits. And of course, experience is very important in Warcraft, especially early on, where every bit of experience is going to be a big step towards the level up. First person here now to see how Happy pulls off this magnificent control. At the moment, it's only 4 units he has to control, so it's not that insane just yet. But it's going to get pretty insane later on, guys. Tech is coming in. Acolyte is flirting with the creeps here. A trick you can do here is pull out the creeps on both sides, then Ensnare start flying, boulders start getting tossed and slow as well. This can be really problematic for the human to then bring in the militia. Some of them get stuck behind, some of them get poisoned, and already this harass is forcing these footies, some of them at least, to drop quite low.
Yeah, and if Sock's idea is to expand again, then this is once more a delayed one.
Murloc's pulled. The AI is sometimes weird. Sometimes, depending on where you attack them and aggro them, they remain there and don't go back to their camp. Warcraft can be a little strange sometimes. No militia called yet. He's not expanding, right? No, he's not attacking, I mean. Has to expand. I think it's time to call him now. Call the boys from the main.
More footmen coming so far. He's trying to lure out the Murlocs again to spread the poison. Maybe it works this time. The Ensnares are working. Oh, the
there we
skeleton
go.
waking up the creeps. A genius move by Happy once again.
2 Ensnares from that camp. No boulders though being tossed at least. He brought a lot of peasants to make sure he's going to get this. Last hit, very big deal.
Ooh.
Well done by Sock.
Yeah, the arm was already in the air. DK now down to 50% HP. Needs some kills. Didn't get that one either. He did.
Now that was peasant actually.
Ah, okay.
That one goes to Sock as well. Sock is playing around these last hit masterfully. Like extremely, extremely well. And dodges. I thought that was going to the peasant that coil.
Yeah, but he dodged that one attack on the peasant that saved himself into the mine. This early is a lot better for Sock. Still no tech, and we'll see. But the main thing here, DK is super low. And the statues are not even close. So he has to retreat and maybe take the first creep spot of the series.
Yeah. And for once, Happy's stuck on level 1, which happens to pretty much every undead in the world if he goes for this level 1 harass. Finally, it happens to Happy again. Couldn't find enough steals. Thanks to Sock playing so well around it. Really hard to get the timing down perfectly. The way you want to do it is you want to leave the creep on 105 HP or something and then attack with everything at the same time so that the coil can't find its way in there at the perfect moment.
Yeah, that was pretty much perfectly done from him there. He also groups up a couple of footmen, as he did in the first game. This time, not too easy to kill them with reduced number of fiends at the moment and not the level 2 for better movement speed. But yeah, he has to get something done. Skeletons get another kill.
The town is under siege.
And every kill matters for that level 2. DK still pretty far away. Needs around 100 experience. That would usually be a creep camp. But Happy, not too fond of creeping here, it seems. But one thing that this is already doing, Happy isn't feeling confident enough to just go 3 Fiend, tier 3 tech right away. He's going to play a little bit more conservatively now. He's going to go for another Fiend and perhaps another statue, and then go for the tier 3, as it seems.
Archmage has good damage, by the way, from the drops. Gloves of Haste for attack speed, Claws for right-click damage, results in decent DPS. And if you operate from range, you can pressure this DK as pretty much as you want until Happy pulls him back, and that's exactly what you want to accomplish. So now is it Sock's time to be aggressive. Tier 2 has started. He still has a lot of footmen. Of course, he has to defend, still waiting for the statue to heal this. Could dive a little into Happy's base, but do you want to expose your main like that against a caliber like Happy? Not too sure.
Yeah, especially with Happy basically being in position to defend, diving the main would be kind of bold, if not to say dumb. So no, he's not going to do it. Here comes the tier 3 now, and the statue is coming. But Sock playing it pretty timidly again. Couldn't he commit harder with these footies? Perhaps he's waiting for defend?
Yeah, I think the same. He is... Oh, he's not supply stuck. He can actually go for more, but with tier 2 on the way, do you want more? No. You want defend to be able to withstand this piercing damage a little longer and throw back damage. And this could be
Looking
with
for
the...
a surround.
Yeah, the Blitz was blocking the Fiend himself, but the Coil arrives in time. Still hard to operate for Happy without the Unholy Aura.
Here's the statue now, though. That is a massive help. But yeah, the lack of the aura is being severely felt. Footies still aiming for that surround. Stacking up nicely for a Nova. That wasn't very perfect, actually. Only hitting 3. And not following up with the damage. Not able to follow up with the damage.
But he prevented the surround.
Yeah.
Sad.
Which is basically worth it. But that means the Lich out of mana for now. A little bit at least.
He's still refusing to creep.
Would be fun if he plays this entire series without creeping, actually.
Maybe it's a challenge from one of his
A
fans.
player's forces are under attack.
That might actually be a thing.
I was about to say, like, shouldn't surprise us too much. But tier 2 is done. Towers are coming up, but it's only 2 at the expansion so far. Question is, how far is level 3? How close are we to destroyers? But now there is the threat called Mountain King, slowly but steady coming closer.
And the wall off here complete again. The wall off in the main should also be complete, and we don't have a Shredder this time around to open up that wall off.
Nova right clicks, nice stutter stepping by Happy.
Shouldn't Happy have gone for his Merchant? He's basically covering his main and getting level 2 at the same time. And if Sock comes in, he can still deal with the footies. Can't give up on the challenge, though.
A player's
Backpack
forces are under
For
attack.
the Orb of Corruption, as we've seen on Amazonia, surrounded that Fiend. Can he fight out somehow? Doesn't seem like it. No, first Fiend falls. Sock with this early game is so much better for him.
Absolutely. And so much of that comes down to the level 2.
Yeah.
Double Lumber Mill, by the
Mountain
way.
King, Sanctum, Lumber upgrades, all that good stuff that the humans get on tier 2. But yeah, Lumber is an issue. This time getting a Shredder is a lot harder. Laboratory not that accessible.
Cool shop placement between the 2 bases. Somewhat exposed, but if the Undead takes the time to take out that shop, that's a lot of time wasted as well. Here comes the orb now. More damage for the Undead forces, not necessarily against the towers, but certainly against the units. First Destroyer morphed as well, going for the statue right away. The Elemental kill gets the level 2 for the DK. He is almost surrounded, but not quite. Statue dropping low. This would be a big kill to grab up, but it gets morphed into a Destroyer and possibly saved. Last coil.
But that means no statues on the ground anymore.
Yes.
No regen, and especially no mana regen. That's the most important part. Sock is floating in gold, continuing to lose
A
some
player's
units here and
forces
there.
are under
Happy
attack.
is at the max of upkeep potion now to keep his Archmage safe. More kills for Happy, but that's disposable Footman. Level 2 for the Lich, but far away.
He's
no!
taking a camp. Challenge lost.
After 10 minutes in game number 2, Happy kills the first creep.
Hoping for greater mana here, but there's a lot of big items, great items to be found. One of mana stealing is okay. It's more mana for the Death Knight. Not the greatest here, though. Moving forward towards the main. Perhaps that one is less well fortified. AM still no level 3, adding in a couple of breakers now, and the first workshop is here, which is very exposed, however, but with only piercing damage and magic, still not easy to take out.
All jokes aside, creeping was the right idea, as it was so fast with the Orb of Corruption and Destroyers, and you get some mana from that Ogre Magi. Continues the dispels against the Watermans. He's basically getting experience wherever he can in quick succession, I feel.
Sock is buying good time here, though.
That's true.
He's
Absolutely
running away.
true. Is he going to 3? I didn't see the tech yet, I think.
And a moment ago,
Player's
he
forces
was not
are
yet
under attack.
on the way. Drawing the Undead forces here across the map. Destroyers being split off to harass and scout and dispel Watch Elementals. The rest of the Undead army continuing to creep more. Level 3 now for the DK and another big consumable over at the Merchant.
It stays at tier 2 with breakers and gyros. I mean, you can get flag cannons on tier 2 now, but you are lacking knights and the paladin and a lot of stuff. Or
Maybe once he gets... I think he just started attacking. He just lost a lot of lumber. I think
okay, yeah,
attack
maybe
just
lumber was
started.
the issue. That's kind of the thing the entire game. But he's not teching as greedily as other players do, but stabilizing on tier 2.
Oh, the farms are so good.
Yeah.
With that, it's
Player's
so hard to
forces
take out
are
these
under
towers. Damn. These farms were so smart. Actually amazing.
Yeah, making it hard to reach the backline now. You can hit the Nova, of course, but you want the Fiend follow-up, and that is pretty much not possible like that. Scroll the Beast even invested.
I imagine there's damage upgrades on the Fiends again. That with the scroll is really scary right now.
Do we have Web, though? It doesn't seem like it.
Perhaps a little bit out of range, but if he didn't have it, it's certainly coming in now. Double level 3 on the Undead Heroes. There is the web, and the first couple of gyros dying pretty quickly there. TP coming over from the main forces. It's not much of a force, though, to be honest. Militia trying to help out as well. Surround on the Lich. Almost gets it. In fact, does get it. Coil at the very last second, but that might not be enough.
Nope, he can't transfer the Town Ball. A little bit of healing on that Lich. Is he able to walk it off? Oh my god. Stormbolt, can he reach? He has to kill him, but he walks so nicely. That movement by Happy, impeccable once again. 15 supply lead, and the Lich is still alive.
That was the opening. The Lich almost died, but couldn't quite get it. Couldn't quite get in range for the next Stormbolt, and then the coil was there. Healing up once again. And suddenly the DK once more, almost level 4. DK, Lich though, still low HP.
Potions on the human heroes. Happy wants to break this. Bangs with his head against the human wall. That is level 4 finally. But DK. No items for him except the TP. Playing with fire, but Mountain King is not level 3. So it's not that scary.
Happy doesn't need A-bombs. Happy doesn't need meat wagons. Just
killing
mass
the
fiends.
blacksmith. There's okay. He has the workshop. Can he still produce gyros, or is the tech tree blocked? I think he can.
Can't go for knights though.
Can't
If that
go
was
for
his
knights.
idea.
Yep. And no upgrades, of course. Dispel again. More gyros coming in, but wept immediately.
No orb of fire yet, so still full healing from these coils. Doesn't even have to use it on the fiend. They're patiently holding on to the mana. Sok needs his paladin. Badly.
And Sok can't group these gyros. Same problem as it was in map 1. Happy's just picking them off too quickly, and when they are in low numbers, but Sok is kind of forced into using them early to try to defend these destroyers to prevent damage from his economy, and that makes it able for Happy to kill them, and then there's no critical mass against destroyers. Oh boy, that's a lot of kills right there.
And normally when your expo gets breached, all the peasants are dead. The game is over. If you have a massive army to counterattack, to strike back and reclaim your expansion, then you can still win this game, but look at the supply. 44 versus 64.
Yeah, Todd, if you're watching, look at the supply. He has the orb and the staff now and a zombie mask on the Mountain King. Half a level away from level 3. Can he find that somewhere? Laboratory would be up, but I think he's aiming for the rat spot. Paladin coming in. This expansion is dead, for sure.
Happy once again. Doesn't want to take this any longer than it needs to be. He's heading towards the main here. After having breached the expo the last game, it was the other way around. MK needs levels. He's level 3.
Is that enough? I don't think so. Item is good. Not great.
And the Paladin is here. Okay. At least that. But
Sok supply stuck after this. He has 300 gold, but he can't use it. Happy is 20 supply ahead, and there's nothing Sok can do about it.
Paladin.
Woohoo! Bye-bye!
Ouch.
You didn't live a long life, my friend.
That focused fire from all those fiends who must be 2-0 at this point is absolutely
He can't get him back either. Stuck at 48, no 5 supply free, and the slaughter continues. Can the Mountain King do something against that? Sok is desperate, but he's not giving up this game without a fight. Focus fire again, potion already used. Damage calculated, not perfectly again. This time the Fiend stands strong against the Breakers as it seems. Oh, eats the Fiend to deny experience. So nice.
MK still in trouble. The coil though flying defensively towards the fiend instead of towards the second hero.
No, everything is hurt. Sok on the verge of dying. Insta kill after the staff.
Call to arms. Militia trying to do their best with the Militia. He repelled the fiend forces pretty well in the first game, but he doesn't get the big surround here. Level 5 for the DK. And still enough fiends alive. Not enough breakers here. Everything's dropping low. They have barely any health left. No more mining for Sok. Paladin is back, I guess, but it's 27 supply now.
I was about to say, like, Happy lost a little bit right there, but Sok lost everything. Mountain King dangerously low, and there we go. Dead he is. GG.
Wow.
Happy 4-0. Happy in the top 8. following Moon, 1-2-0, and TH.
Holy smokes. 4-0 for him. But not just that, also one of the strong performances we've seen so far. Perhaps the strongest.
Yeah.
TH versus Focus. TH was also looking very good. But on Northern Isles, it wasn't just utter domination all the way through. I guess here on LR it wasn't either. Sok actually was holding on for a long time very well. DK stuck on level 1 forever. But it felt like Sok could never force the issue. It could never grab the lead. Could never deal critical damage.
Same as Infi, actually. Today, like, only looking at today, I was more impressed from 1-0 than I was from Happy, actually, but it is an entirely different playstyle. It's an entirely different idea of playing Undead, so maybe he could shine a little more because we had this long and intense tier 3 fights, which we rarely had here. There was already a big advantage for Happy, and then these fights in the end looked a little easy because the damage and the work was done before that in a very impressive way. Like, if you merge Happy and 1-2-0 with Happy's early aggression and 1-2-0's like late game insane control of today, you get the ultimate Undead, I feel.
And this is something that I heard quite a few Chinese fans would love to see for the drama. Happy versus 1-2-0.
Well, they had a ladder game that was super fun.
Yeah, for the official match for who's the best Undead in the world.
Yeah, because you can't determine that in an Undead mirror. A great idea.
Since when are you one to kill the hype, Neil?
I don't want to, but I mean, I'm not a fan of this Undead mirror matches. We have more games tomorrow as we go from the winners matches to the lowers matches. OC versus Law Liot, Cash versus Colorful, Hunter versus Fly, and Lin versus Live. 3 of the Western players still there. Also 3 Chinese players. 2 players that might be expected somewhere higher with Fly and Live exactly, and Lin, the star of tomorrow, same as Lawlight. Newbie could lose 2 players tomorrow.
We've had a lot of fun here so far, the first 3 days, and today we had positive storylines as well.
But we give it up to Happy.
If we could go back to the interview,
Yes.
please. As Happy is on stage. And we'll be there we go.
So how do you feel after you winning this game? And you are qualified from the group stage? Yes.
Well, it feels pretty good to be qualified. I didn't expect it in the first place. Well, I'm pretty happy. What can I say?
他其实一开始都没有想到自己会小组出现，但是现在出现了，感觉心情非常好。
那其实很多人的话，包括在国内外也好，都会拿他和120做比较，因为2个人都是最强的亡灵选手。那问一下他如何来形容自己，或者是来120这种打法的风格呢？
Okay, as the 2 greatest undead player, you and Yarling has the same. Do you think you have any differences with him?
With 1-2-0, you mean?
Yeah.
1-2-0.
No, I think I'm worse player. I'm older, so I guess I'm just worse. And well, that's what I think.
他说的是，因为他觉得他比120就年长一点，所以他觉得他可能经验方面会比120更加多一点点。好，那我们再来问一下 Heavy 的是，他现在已经进行到了8强嘛？那他想不想获胜呢？
Okay, now that you are qualified from the group, do you want to win this tournament?
Well, I will do my best. Like I had the same expectations from beginning. I'll try to do my best.
我会尽力赢得，尽力赢得这场比赛的。
那下一个是来自我们水友的问题，同样是来自魔坛情报局。他说：“我想问一下，开心鬼王，请问你真的是把 TED 的录像单独放了一个文件夹吗？”
Okay, did you really put all of the TED's video in one file? TED's video, Ted's video.
Ted's replay. You've saved all his replay in your files in your computer. Is that true? 不是啊，那原来是一个谣言。那谁告诉我是真的？好，那再一次把掌声送给 Happy。好，那预告一下，明天晚上的5点钟就是我们的比赛。那明天是非常残酷的败者组第1轮的淘汰赛。明天比赛之后呢，会有4个选手本次下一赛的舞台，让我们核定明天晚上5点。
With the top 8 round there. Tomorrow and the day after, we have the group stage continuing here with the lower bracket. We showed you the schedule before the lower bracket final and the decision. We see you tomorrow at 11 CT.